Let's talk about how style changes from your 20s to your 30s and wardrobe changes you can make in your 30s to make it a little bit easier. First of all, this video is not a video about how to dress appropriately for your age. This video is for those of you who have had any of the following experiences. You struggle to put together an outfit just on a weekend day because 90% of your closet is just work clothes. Or you've gone shopping and you've talked yourself out of buying something that you really like or that you want because you just don't have anywhere to wear it. For many of us, by the time we get to our late 20s and we transition into our early to mid 30s, we've spent at least the past 5 years or so consistently doing something that has taken over our personal style. Maybe you're working in an office where your wardrobe has gradually become more conservative than you otherwise would choose to wear. Or maybe you have a career that requires a uniform, so you're wearing something like scrubs to work every day. Or maybe you chose to become a mother and you're just wearing things that you don't mind having ruined. Whatever the case may be, you have a wardrobe that is very functional but lacks personality. So let's talk about how to close that style gap from your early to mid 20s to your early to mid 30s. I recently did a video about how to find your personal style, which I will link here for you guys and down below in the description box. I talked a lot in that video about cuts of clothing and figuring out what clothing suits and flatters you best so that you feel your most confident. So if you haven't watched that video yet, definitely go and check that one out because there's a lot of really helpful tips in it. If you're new to my channel, hi and welcome. Make sure you click subscribe, and if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up. I want to go over 3 wardrobe changes that you can make in your 30s to help close that style gap from your 20s into your 30s and be feeling and looking your best. Thinking back to my 20s wardrobe, I've kind of decided to break this down into the categories of professional, formal, and casual wear. I don't think that my style in my 20s was all that unique, so I'm thinking that you guys can probably relate to some of these outfits that I used to wear, and I can give you guys some ideas how to upgrade what you used to wear to what you would like to wear now just by showing you what I've done. So category number 1, let's talk professional wear. I work in a professional industry, not a medical or something where there's a uniform required. So the biggest mistake that I made in my 20s was actually just going super plain, bland, untailored. I played it very safe and very conservative. So this is an example of something that I currently have in the back of my closet, which needs to be donated. It is just a chunky, blocky, partial wool blend suit that I'm sure I bought quickly so I would have on a hanger for interviews when needed. Nobody could question that it was a professional looking outfit when I walked into the office place. Now that I'm in my 30s and I feel a lot more confident in an office environment, I don't mind letting my style show a little bit. So this is an example of how I might flip that now in my 30s into something that's still professional but has a lot more style to it. So these are the leather cropped mango pants that I styled for you earlier this season. I will link that video on the screen for you if you want to go and check that out. Great ideas for how to style leather crops in that video. I have on the Linnea Paolo Cecilia studded slingbacks that I've also been wearing this season. And I've paired this with just a little blazer, a little white blazer, but you can see that this is cropped, has the ruche 3/4 length sleeves. It's just a little bit better fitted for my body with a lace trimmed black tank underneath, and I've thrown the Pringle of Scotland by H&M scarf around my neck just to give it a little bit of oomph. Again, I don't think that anybody could question that this outfit is professional in nature or say that I am being unprofessional if I were to sit down at a meeting with clients in this outfit. But you can clearly see the difference between the way I played it super safe in my 20s to how I'm able to express myself professionally in my 30s. Let's talk formal wear, and I'm kind of lumping this category together with just anytime you want to look dressed up, whether that's formal or you're going out for a night and you kind of want to have a little bit of sex appeal going on. Back in my 20s, the biggest thing was show as much skin as you can. And I know that the comedian Eliza Schlesinger, whose name I can never quite pronounce, she had a great skit about this in one of her older stand-ups about girls in their 20s going out in the 2 high heels that they can't walk in, freezing their butts off in the winter, all for the sake of looking sexy. So here's another example of something that I pulled out of the back of my closet to show you guys. And this dress is gonna let me address another topic as well. The difference between fitted clothing and clothing that is just too tight. This dress, no question about it, is now, was then, too tight, too short for me to even feel confident in. There's no ease of wear here. I'm constantly gonna be tugging at this dress to make sure it stays in place because it's not fitted. And on top of that, the 2 high heels. Like, high heels are great if you can walk in them, but the short hemline with the extraordinarily high heel, regardless of what the weather is, there was just no level of comfort in these kinds of outfits where I was able to let my confidence shine. Now in my 30s, here's a better example of something that I might wear out for an evening or to somewhere slightly more formal. This is a Zara bodysuit, which we've also already talked about earlier this season, with just a black pencil skirt. And I've thrown a belt over the waistline just to kind of make that a slightly smoother transition with, again, those Linnea Paolo Cecilia studded slingbacks, because I think that they're a very sexy shoe, but they're very easy to walk in for up to 8 hours. I've done it and no issues, no chafing. I'm not teetering around on heels looking like I'm gonna fall off of them. And again, let's go back to that discussion between fitted and too tight. Everything in this outfit is quite fitted. You can see my body line very clearly. I feel very confident about that. I feel very sexy, but I look put together, and you can just see the ease of wear here. I'm not gonna be tugging this outfit back into place for the entire evening, looking fidgety, looking like I'm not quite put together. I feel like I could go into any environment in this outfit with grace and confidence, and I think that that is a huge difference in the decade between your 20s and your 30s. In your 30s, you can learn how to express yourself confidently without trying to force a look or force a trend that just doesn't work for you, whether it's for the sake of attention or just to be in vogue. And the last category, let's talk casual wear. It's a very broad category, so I'm gonna try to do my best here. But thinking back to my 20s when I just needed something casual for running out on a Saturday or for getting together with family, anything that was as simple as jeans, a hoodie, and some UGG boots, particularly in this time of year, was easy and did the trick. There's a woman named Lucia Vanderpost who wrote a book called Things I Wish My Mother Had Told Me, and some of the principles in the book, depending on your opinions, might come across as a little bit outdated, but one thing that she said I think is really relevant here. The very young can get away with looking slightly sloppy with things like hoodies and torn jeans. Not stylishly torn jeans, but beat up jeans, that sort of thing. And I think she actually got that point right. Things like yoga pants and zip up athletic tops with those UGG boots and what have you in our 20s never really felt sloppy. I personally never once thought about it. But now when I dress that way, I do feel like I'm not putting my best self forward. So when it comes to style changes from your 20s to your 30s in terms of casual wear, here are some wardrobe changes you can make. For this one, I'm even gonna go ahead and just keep the UGG boots in there because it's feeling like the dead of winter in Columbus, so why not? But if you're gonna wear your UGG boots, instead of throwing them on with yoga pants and a hoodie and a top knot, put them on with a pair of fitted jeans. Again, fitted but not too tight. Something where you don't have the extra bagginess pouring out over the top. So we're not looking for flares or boot cuts here. Think jeggings or skinny leg jeans that will tuck neatly into that boot. And then instead of a hoodie or a sweatshirt, try throwing on some sort of sweater, knitwear, that you can pair with a scarf. If you need some tips about knitwear for layering and different types of scarves, go back and check out my video on how to dress cute in cold weather, because I know sometimes with the bulkiness and the complication of coordinating multiple layers, that can get a little bit tricky, and there are some good tips in that video. I will link it for you below. But knitwear with a coordinated scarf is gonna look so much more put together than pants that are too big for your UGG boots and just like a university hoodie that you've thrown on. And if it is warm enough outside that you don't feel like you need the UGG boots, I know sometimes I end up sweating like crazy because the UGG boots make me so hot. Just pick a pair of nice knee-high boots or ankle boots that complement the rest of the outfit. Making simple changes like this just in terms of texture and fit of clothing and the cut of your clothing can really go a long way in helping you establish those style changes from your 20s into your 30s so that you feel more put together, you feel more like yourself for whatever suits you, and so that you're not just reaching into your functional wardrobe and trying to make something work when you just know it's not coming together for you. So here are your big takeaway tips from this video. Number one, identify the difference in your closet between clothing that is fitted and clothing that is too tight. The overall image that you're going to present when you've established that ease of wear is going to be game changing. Takeaway number two is infuse a little bit of style into what you're wearing. If you've been playing it very safe for whatever reason, because of your job, because of your family, because you just kind of forgot about carrying style into your 30s because you were busy with other things, start taking a few little risks here and there until you establish something that works for you and helps you put your best face forward. And takeaway number three is play with those coordinating pieces in terms of textures and fabrics. Stop defaulting just to the hoodie or the comfy t-shirt or whatever it is that you would do, particularly when it comes to casual wear. And I think that you will find that a whole world of style opens up to you. I mentioned several of my other styling videos in this video, and I will make sure all of those are linked down below so you can go and check those out for some ideas as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun with your style, have fun playing in your wardrobe. Leave comments down below with other questions and ideas, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.